International big conferences and congresses like the European Urology Congress, like the American Urology Congress and the Asian Urology Conference, we preparing some publications, lectures and papers for the next year in the field of green light laser enucleation with the Piranha system. And therefore we decide to visit the Hill Clinic together with Professor Sancha, because here we have the chance to get so many perfect cases in a short period of time, because we do not know other doctors which are treating so many patients in such a short time. And this depends, of course, on the technique. This depends on the experience of this surgeon. And in the meantime, Professor Sancha did thousands of cases, and therefore, for us, it is still the most experienced surgeon in the world. In the meantime, and we also have to know that Professor Sancha developed this technique of the green light laser enucleation called Green Lab together with Richard Wolf Company in 2009. And since 2010 he is still improving and improving every time this technique, and therefore in the meantime this technique is so short and so effective that we can talk about a bloodless procedure in the meantime. And the biggest advantage is not only for the surgeon that the surgery is very short, but the biggest advantage, of course, is for the patient itself. The patient do not need a big anesthesia, and the recovery of the patient is very short. So the patient itself, he can leave the hospital in the next day, and this is very unique. So if you combine this with the so-called golden standard in BPH treatment, high frequency resection, this takes days, and the patient lose blood, of course, and sometimes they can some problems like in every surgery, of course. But with the Green Lab, this is extremely safe and extremely effective in the meantime. The Hill Clinic invests a lot to get the most famous urologists here in this clinic. What it means for the patients, they get, I would say, not a high class. This is the absolutely first class treatment they can get here, because these urologists, like Professor Sancha, they have the biggest experience in their specialties. So in the meantime, urologists, they are specializing themselves. So that means one urologist is a specialist in the lower urinary tract. That means in BPH, for example. Professor Sancha is a specialist for prostate treatment. Others are specialists for bladder tumors or for kidney tumors or whatever. And therefore, the Hill Clinic invested here a lot to get the best surgeons for the special treatment of the patient, and therefore the patient can, of course, they can participate here of the world finest treatment they can get, and therefore they have not to travel to the United States or to Japan or wherever. So these famous guys are coming to the Hill Clinic, to Sofia, and offer the first-class medicine here inside. And this is for the patients, of course, this is the biggest advantage they can get. The advantage of the patient is, of course, not only the first-class medicine, but also in the field of the prices. So that means, as I understood, the Hill Clinic do not charge these big amounts like the patients has to pay in Central Europe, for example, or especially in the United States, and therefore the Hill Clinic is very famous for these treatments to get highest class medicine for a lower price.